Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Nibbles number 256. Revelation chapter 18 is the subject. The fall of Babylon the Great. Now, the reading is from Revelation 18, verses 1, 2, and 3. So, after these things, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was illuminated with his glory. And he cried mightily in a loud voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become a dwelling place of demons, a prison for every foul soul, and a cage for every unclean and hated bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich through the abundance of her luxury. Now, first of all, this particular fornication that they're talking about between the city of Babylon and the other cities of the world where the people were living was not a sexual thing at all. It is a lifestyle thing, if you will. And so we're going to be talking about two different things here. Babylon in reality, that is, we understand to believe that there is going to be a city at this time, and then the symbolism that it represents. And these are different things. Why is it in the Bible? Understanding these dual roles of Babylon for all believers, the reality of Babylon and what it symbolizes. So it is real, but even more important, it symbolizes something. Application to my life. We see that Babylon is both a great city, many believe the birthplace of all false religions, but also a symbol of all the evil which grew in the ancient world due to it and other evil civilizations. At this time, it was natural to consider that Rome was the current symbolic city of evil. Its empire seems accepting of virtually every religious practice except Judaism and Christianity. And we can think, for example, of the statement of Paul on Mars Hill in Athens, when he commented about the many religious practices there. And now I rarely do this in these nibbles. It's much more in some of the more intense Bible studies that I do quote people. But Warren Wiersbe, in his Wiersbe Study Bible, which is one of my very favorite Bibles for analysis, deeper analysis, says, the church, the bride of the Lamb, is the habitation of God. Babylon, on the other hand, is the habitation of Satan. And again, that's from the Wiersbe Study Bible. And I thought that was so succinct in exactly what things were. That it's the church against Babylon, and now we're talking about a more symbolic Babylon, that is, or a loose organization of activities which kind of mirror the church in a certain sense. That just as the trading fraud and the different things which people were making money doing, that compared to the church, which is the bride of the Lamb. And so those two organizations, if you will, the church and Babylon, make up everything in the world, and it's that symbolic Babylon that we're talking about here. And God reminds us of this. Babylon represents a society, but also a mindset. The mindset of Babylon is probably much more important in what we're talking about here than the society. I mean, there have been lots of evil nations that go in and out of existence over the course of history, but it's the mindset of Babylon which remains and is the leading method of Satan tricking people. My personal response. Dear Lord, thank you for your attention to our spiritual needs. Help us always follow the doctrine of the gospel. And remember, if we do follow the doctrine of the gospel, we will out of hand reject the mindset of Babylon. And that's the whole goal here. So that completes this one, and we'll see you next time.